Fearless.
Vivienne Webb is an active member with Louisiana Developmental Disability Council's Advocacy Network. As a disabilities rights advocate herself, she's a strong representative for her region, and she herself has autism, anxiety, and epilepsy. I am pleased to introduce you to this week's Young Hero.
And amazing. Those are the words Mimi Webb used to describe her daughter, Vivienne. But when asked how she sees herself, the answer was much different.
I'm not fearless at all.
But when you think about the challenges stacked against her, it's hard to see her as anything else.
They were 34-week triplets, and she's the youngest of the three of them. And her brother was diagnosed when he was almost 6. It took about a year, and everybody ended up having autism. So that's when we first found out. Now she and her brother are Aspies, or they have Asperger's, end of things. For lack of a better way to put it. Most people don't acknowledge that part of it. It's all autism now under the new DSM. But that's when they found out. It was right around the time of their 9th birthday when they lost their exceptionality at school.
Asperger's is a developmental disability on the autism spectrum. It causes difficulty with communication and understanding social cues.
Nonverbal kids are a lot more at risk because they can't communicate these things with other kids or like with their parents. And so I think that parents just wanted cameras in the classroom to make sure these things weren't happening to their kids, and if it was, that they could put a stop to it.
Vivienne also has epilepsy, which contributes to her anxiety. Her mom says all of her limitations are intertwined.
The anxiety has probably always been there, but she didn't have a name for it or know that's what it was or how to describe it, because when you have autism, you don't necessarily, you have emotions, you have lots of emotions, you don't necessarily understand how to identify the emotions. So you have no way to convey what you're feeling or what's happening to you.
It's kind of tough because of my autism, I get overstimulated more easily and more overwhelmed easily. But if I get overwhelmed, I get more anxious because I want to stop feeling overwhelmed. But then that makes me more anxious if I can't calm down on my own, because I don't want to be a burden to others or face more problems with reaching out, because like I was saying earlier, people are hard.
But don't be fooled by Vivienne's limitations. I only tell you these things so you can understand how truly amazing she is. She's proven that her disabilities aren't a barrier. In fact, they're a driver for her advocacy.
She's always sticking up for the little guy, well, because she knows what it's like to be one, or she's there with them, rather.
Vivienne's a member of the Louisiana Developmental Disability Council's Advocacy Network, or LaCAN for short. She's gone to the Capitol to advocate and helped fund $2 million for the Human Services District. She's also helped enact policy that would put cameras in special education classrooms. This issue is particularly personal.
When I was in 2nd grade, there was a boy who had behavioral problems. He once threw chairs, like a chair across the classroom, and it almost hit my brother in the head. Every day he would come in like doing this with his hands, and my brother seriously thought he was going to shoot him. Another time in like kindergarten, there was a kid who would use my brother as a busy box and like just annoy him and set him off. And the teacher was perfectly okay with this and would get mad at my brother and punish my brother instead, leaving the kid to do whatever. And anytime I went, hey, can you do something about this? The teacher instead would punish me for speaking up.
Vivienne was awarded the Billy Michael Award in 2021 for her volunteerism and advocacy. In the future, Vivienne plans to continue her work as an advocate for people with disabilities. She plans to finish out high school, then it's off to a seminary college for a degree in fine arts.
And she has fought to be here from the very beginning, quite literally since conception. So she fights her way through life, and she does a bang-up job of it. And I'm very proud of that.